How's it going? I got something fun to play with today. Pokit. It's a multimeter and an oscilloscope. It works with your phone and, of course, fits in your pocket. Let's check it out. Big thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. A lot of my favorite projects use custom PCBs, like the BH103, all of the Quinn LED boards, and the HA switch plate. Ordering from PCBWay is pretty easy, and they're always running some kind of special, so you can be pretty sure that you're getting a good deal. They deliver fast, but most importantly, it's good quality stuff. So if you've got a project that needs custom PCBs, check out PCBWay. So in the box, you get the Pokit meter, you get these two little clips, which are quite handy, and you get an extra 2 amp fuse, just in case. It's got a loop on it to put on your keychain. On the back here is the battery. Kind of twist that and the battery comes out. And I assume that the fuse goes under the battery. Yep, there's the fuse right there. And this is a CR2032 3-volt coin battery. Easy enough to get those. So the way this works, you've got your positive and your negative probes here, and they pull out like that. They're pretty pointy, so you could probably do quite a bit of testing with them, just like they are. But these little guys I really love. If you put the probe in there, then you can pull this part back and grab onto a wire or a jumper, and it'll just stay connected. I love that. That is so dang handy. And then to get the probes back in, you press this black button and the probes whoop, pop right back in. Really smart idea. Genius the way they laid this thing out. This version can measure up to 60 volts, AC or DC, and can measure current up to 2 amps. Obviously, there's some limitation there. They are making a version called the Pro that will go up to 10 amps and 600 volts. But it's not quite as compact as this. I think for most of us, for our little electronics tinkering, this thing will work just fine. Let's check out the software. Let's grab the app. It's available for Android or iOS. All right. And then next, Bluetooth, yes. Oh, there it is, Pokit. Start measuring, okay. On the right-hand side is where all your monitoring options are. Right now it's set to resistance. You can set to temperature and change between Celsius and Fahrenheit. I guess you can calibrate it too if you have a set temperature you want to program in there. Then you've got continuity, got a diode checker, DC voltage, AC voltage, DC current. Anytime you set it to current, it gives you a warning and says, are you sure you're setting it to current? So you need to say yes if you really want to set to current. So DC current, AC current, and then we're back to resistance again. I would say 99% of the time, I'm checking continuity or voltage. So let's play with those first. And that one's set to continuity now. Just got here a little Quinn LED board to play with. And we're going to go between ground here and ground over here. There you go. That's what continuity does. Diode checker. I've never used a multimeter for a diode checker. Don't know what it does exactly on the inside, but I got a couple diodes on this board, so I suppose I could. It goes to 1. I guess that means the diode is good. If you switch it around the other direction, let's see what it does. Still says 1. So I guess it doesn't matter the polarity, huh? Never really checked a diode before. If you use continuity to check the diode, you'll get a positive in one direction, but if you spin it around the other direction, you will not get a positive. Next, let's check DC voltage. I've got it hooked up to my little bench power supply over here, and when I turn on the power supply, I get 5.2 volts. Another thing to check would be a battery here. And I knew this 9-volt battery was dead. So that's confirmation. Now AC voltage, this only goes to 60 volts AC. And I don't actually have anything that only produces 60 volts AC. So I can't really test that. And for resistance, I've got some resistors on this little board here. Let's just check one of those. 1.64 thousand ohms. We check this little one next to it. That one's 94,000 ohms. Something really nice that I've noticed is that as long as I have this app open, my phone won't go to sleep. So that means while you're doing some measuring over here, you don't have to worry about your phone falling asleep and needing to stop what you're doing to touch the phone screen to wake it back up again. In our menus here, we can go to Oscilloscope. Our options are volts or amps. And we can set a range. You also need to set the time window for how long you want it to record. You can go up to 5 seconds when you're doing 60 volts. I don't know if that changes based on these things. Let's see. Go to current, 2 amps. Time window, yeah. So the max time window is 5 seconds, and it goes all the way down to 1 millisecond. Frequency domain on, off. Oh, okay. Okay, also under the menu, we've got devices. This is showing my Pokit. It looks like I need a new battery already. If you hit find, it blinks the light. So I suppose if you were using multiple Pokit devices and you wanted to know which one was which, so you could appropriately set the name. Tech support. This gives you all the specifications. And support and frequently asked questions. Let's update the firmware on mine. Almost done. There we go. Oh, that's funny. Now it says my battery is full. I was thinking it was strange that the battery was dead since it's brand new. I hooked it up to a little strip of LEDs. Let's measure the current. Yes, we're going to switch to current mode, and it gives us the warning that we have to stay under 2 amps. 7 milliamps. That's really low. Let's see what happens if we play with the brightness. 66 milliamps, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 LEDs. Let's change it to 1. So just sitting at rest, absolutely turned off, it's still drawing 2 milliamps, but it's nice and steady. And that's 2 decimal points of accuracy on milliamps, and it's still nice and steady. So if we turn on one LED, full brightness, on green, it's 12 milliamps. Let's see if we turn it to white. 30. That is max. Max, max, max. 30 milliamps. But man, nice and solid. Nice and steady, no fluctuations. I don't suppose the oscilloscope will show us anything. No. What is logger going to do for us? And then go to logger. Oh, 10-second intervals? No. So I set the interval to 1 second. Oh, and it tells you how much time it can record at that interval. So at 1 second intervals. Okay. So now I want to set it to A over here. That's current. I got it. So now down there in the lower left-hand corner, it says range 1 amp. Oh, it's way in there. You got to zoom in. Oh, you can see where it went from one to the other. So then we'll change the brightness. Change the color a little bit. So it's recording it, but until you hit retrieve, it doesn't show up on your graph. Go back here, and instead of 1 LED, we're going to put 7. And now we're going to retrieve the data. Yeah, it goes up quite a bit, but that's great. So you can log current over time and see how it changes. But every time you want to see what it's been recording, you have to hit retrieve. There you go. I put all 7 of them on full bright white. Back to blue. We're going to retrieve. I guess it does try and keep it on the screen when you hit retrieve. And then to stop it from recording, you hit the spinning circles and it stopped. And if you want to go back and look at it, so it can save it, and it just does. It just saves it. You don't even have to do anything. That's great. Swipe left to delete. Or to save. And then you can probably swipe left again and export. Oh, look at that. You can airdrop it to somebody. You can save it to Dropbox. You can send it to Discord. That's useful. All right, that was the logger. I got to find something to do with this oscilloscope. Now we're going to play with the oscilloscope. In the lower left corner is where you select what it is you're going to monitor. Current and voltage are our options. So we'll do, again, current. Are you sure? Okay, I'll turn it on. Acquiring data, and there isn't any because my LEDs are off. When I turn my LEDs on, that's what the current looks like on an oscilloscope. Got to admit, I don't know too much about what to do with an oscilloscope. Just for funsies, I hooked up the oscilloscope to the data signal on these LEDs. Let's see what it does. That is quite a bit of fluctuation. But it looks like it automatically adjusts. So that is the oscilloscope readout on the data signal coming from a D1 Mini running WLED. Seems to rescale as needed. And there's my history. Looks like every time I hit that spinning circles button to grab a new, is that a 2 millisecond window? You can change the time. And that'll grab, that time it's grabbed 50 milliseconds. It's saying each block is 10 milliseconds. You can change it to be really short. That's 1 millisecond. You can do a whole second. That's what it looks like. That is super cool. I don't know what to do with it, but it's cool. Well, that's it. The Pokit meter. I like this thing. It does everything I need to do at my desk when I'm tinkering around with little electronics. It would be nice if it could measure higher voltage, but it's still plenty useful just like it is. If you want to get one for yourself, the best place is the Pokit website. That's all for now. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time, adios. If you need help or want to chat with me or others who also enjoy projects like this, you can find us on Facebook and Discord. If you like what I'm doing and you want to support me, you can use my special product links in the video description, or head over to Patreon, or just like and share my videos. That's easy. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, this box will take you to a playlist of some of my favorites. In addition to videos like this,
I also do live streams every Sunday. This box will take you to a recording of the latest live stream. That's all for now. Adios.